Hello and warm welcome to this new broadcast of World Summary Report and the transition to the Golden Age. I see there seemed to be something wrong with the live. No one in here looking. Gloria is in. Okay. And okay. So we have something going on here. Good. All right. So last week I had some challenges getting started, and this week it seems perfect. It just worked directly. But I didn't see anything happening here in the live chat. But we have lots of sunshine souls coming in. Lovely to see. All right. So hello, Gloria. Hello, Anne. Hello, Tanya. Cliff. Nickan, Eric, Agneta, Titti, Madeleine, and I see the counter is ticking. More and more people coming on. Great. Okay. Lovely to see. All right. So it's working. So today, we're going to take it a big step forward and a big step deeper than the first summary we had. So you're in for a big shake-up, a deep dive, and a big awakening, because that's what this whole thing is. It's an awakening journey. We're waking more and more as we go here. So it's an amazing time to be in, to be part of this enormous, monumental paradigm shift. Biggest event ever happened to humankind, to clear the evil from this earth plane for good, and then manifest the innest desire and dream we all have. A beautiful, bright future. So thank you for being part of that. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the support I got through the week here. And thank you for being so lovely here in the chat. And kindly write in English so everybody can understand. Or because I usually do these in Swedish, so I just started to do this in English. So the whole community in Scandinavia, please be kind to invite all our international friends here, so we become an even bigger family now, expanding to every country around the world. And yeah, let's start with part of this journey is to understand that all comes down to energy, frequency. And in our ascension journey, it's vital now to understand how we raise our energy, how we remove old blockages and lift our spirit, heal all traumas, and become the free, happy, powerful light beings that we are. So in that process, there is a scale of all the human emotions, which is based on an understanding of power versus force. And that says it all, power versus force. We live in a time where all those who make the big decisions controlling humanity and the world events, they have done so forcefully. And now we are coming back to our power. So it's a huge shift for humanity, where we have been in victimhood and now are coming back to our light and our power. And through that process, we need to clear all the old stuff. Let's see if we have this one. Is that good, or should I take the... No, it seems good. Yeah. So this scale, it's so easy to understand. It's so beautiful. So all our human emotions, what the elite want us to be in is in this lower part. So this is fear-based. So neutrality is in the middle, and the lowest is shame and guilt, and then we go all through the negative spectrum of emotions up to courage. This is fear-based feelings and emotions. And then we come up to love-based emotions, which is when willingness kicks in, and we go through acceptance, reason, love, joy, peace, into enlightenment. And now we're in this enlightenment era where we are waking up to lie after lie, and also to the inner understanding, the inner connection to who we really are, and the connection to source energy, and to be in that vibe all the time. So if we look at this cone-shaped structure here, it's very easy to understand that here they want us to be, down in the bottom, in suffering and getting by. So here's what humanity has been over thousands of years since the fall from grace in Atlantis and Lemuria. And then now we are stepping out of being in suffering and getting by. More and more of us are clearing old karma, clearing our trauma, and are feeling healthy, fit, and ready to go into this new dimension, into this new world, bright future. And we are stepping into flow. So the flow with magic and, amazing coincidences, which helps us to co-create with the universe the life we're here meant to live, and be part of this co-creation of this new world, which we are now transitioning into. So I like to check the energy here for all who wish to share. And first out, I see Gloria, 1500. Amazing. Yeah, so you see 700 plus. The old scale was 700 to 1000. And all the enlightened masters like Buddha, Jesus, and so forth, they were resonating at the calibration of 1000. Gandhi supposedly was 700, and Einstein was 500, just to have some to measure with. But this is an old scale which was made in the 90s. And we are currently going so rapidly through these vibrational shifts, which is raising the energy all the time here. Like this last equinox here, last week, was a huge lift. So we see it in the Earth resonance, and we see it in the resonance in the universe, and in us, in every living being. So we are, I don't know where we're going to end up, but we are going to go far beyond the old ceiling. So it's an extra amazing time to be in. So who is next here? Nikan, 700. Great, 700. So enlightenment means that we are in the flow. We're in that energy where amazing things happen all the time. You know, synchronicities and things out of the blue. signs from the universe, signs from the animal kingdom, when we're out in nature. We just feel that we're supported and we're connected with the field, with the source energy. And we have awoken to this big lie that we live in, and we are, grounded. Everything is balanced and harmonized, and the antenna is on. All right. Thank you, Gloria. Anne, I am today 777, and I have a bad headache, but nevertheless. All right. So that's also funny because we can be in two states at the same time. We can have, challenges, but how do we handle the challenges, right? So we can still have an inner higher output than what the circumstances might look like. So good on you, Anne. Lovely to hear. Cliff, I am at the same level as last week, 750 plus. But I've been out in my garden today, so I feel great inside. Have harvested vegetables and root vegetables in the garden. All right. Excellent. Abdul, kindly wait with the questions to the Q&A after the presentation for the evening. So we take just the energy check right now, and then we take the questions later. Gloria says, you really raised me up. Excellent. Good to hear. That's why we're here. So yeah, through the journey here, through the evening, it's my pleasure and intention to do my best to clear triggers and fear and move into higher vibration. So by the end of this evening, we will end with a amazing meditation, a healing meditation to raise the energies in ourselves, in each other, and send it out to the world. Magnus and Anne is also with us. Hello, warm welcome. Been out in the sun all day and on pay and jump with our daughter. Okay, 1,000. Magnus, I didn't expect anything less of you. Lovely to hear. Okay, so now I will do my best to pronounce your name, but sorry if I don't get it right. I like that it says aha. You spell the first three letters aha. Lovely, I love that. Aha, the insight. Ahaliel, Israel, warm welcome. 700, beautiful, very good. Marie, hello Björn and all of you. So good to be, yes, in our hearts. Beautiful. Karina, peace, 600. Gloria, I can see your Gloria too. Okay, thank you. Elisa, I am at 350. Very good. So let's just take that for a moment. 350. It's so good that you open up and share where you are, honestly. 350 is a biggie. Acceptance. So when things are not going in our way, the way we would like to just stop pushing and just accept. Can you feel the difference? Can you feel how the pushing energy behind stops and we just get into a more peaceful feeling? We accept. That's the way to start to elevate us. And with that comes ideas and help from the universe with the next step to move forward. Very good. Karina, I was in the forest today and found mushrooms. It was marvelous. Okay. Yeah, so that is, it's mushroom season. Soon also the Amanita, the Santa Claus mushroom for inner journeys, we're going to speak about that also when we, as we go here. Agneta, 500 today. Thank you. Good. A big open heart. Abdul, okay. I understand. I love that because understand needs to be upgraded to understand. Perfect. Love it, Abdul. Stefan Frankel, hey, warm welcome. Erik Nordberg, 600 feels great. Abdul says, I feel like $1 million bucks in debt. Okay, so we will do our best to raise that energy up and clear you from that feeling. Tanya Gadsu, today, 350. Okay, so we have a nice spread here from higher to lower. Let's see. I forgot here. Karina Astemyr, I feel so great, like 800. All right. Very good. Okay. Anyone else want to share? When Pal coming in, 500 plus. The reason is strong and positive energy is the only way. Very good, Pal. Thank you for sharing. Monica, I am 350 and soon higher after this live with you. Thank you so much. So quite a few here, 350 acceptance, and then upward from there. Okay. Thank you, Abdul. Much love and vibrations to you too. All right, my friends. So thank you for sharing. Thank you for opening up and sharing where you are. And good start. With that, I like to invite you to this not just week's presentation, this time in our evolution where we are right now as humanity in this paradigm shift process. So with that, I will share my screen and open up for this presentation, and kindly pause the chat, and then we will open up for questions and answers after the presentation. So here we go. All right. So warm welcome to this evening's presentation. Before we start, I'd just like you to take a deep breath and just understand if there is anything in this presentation that trigger you. Kindly just breathe. Don't react and write in the chat yet. Just know that we're here to clear triggers, so nothing triggers anymore. But it might be a heavy presentation here for some. So for everybody, it's just the journey we're on. We're all here together to wake up to all the darkness that now needs to come up to the surface so we can clear it and move over to a much brighter future. So here we go. Welcome all Golden Age pioneers to this World Situation Summary, Part 2. This is the understanding that we're all human-like beings. Our beliefs are, what is the common red thread is that we're all light beings in human bodies here on an evolution journey to find out the deepest questions about life, who we are, why we're here, our mission on Earth, and how we can help being part of this amazing transition into this new era called the Golden Age. Here is my little monogram, and the sign is called the life rune. So what you see there in the middle is a human being holding his hands up to be the ground crew that we are, to download the angelic and spiritual messages for what we're here to help manifest. And it's also the expression for gratefulness for the angelic realm that are here to support us. So we are here in between. This is my website, which I will start to build during this autumn, where there will be many deep and fantastic things coming to help and support you on your journey to take our body with us. So we have gone through the list here of how we feel in our emotions. The next step is also how we integrate our body, and this time our physical body will be with us in our spiritual body. So more to come here. So we stand in between these two worlds, in the middle of the biggest paradigm shift ever the human race has ever been through. To the left, we see the old world of just total chaos and destruction and all madness going on. And to the right, we see the bright, peaceful, harmonious future, which more and more of us are waking up to, that that's what we want. And we don't want to participate in the old world anymore. We want to create this beautiful future, and we don't want to wait anymore. We want to start right now, and many have already come far on this in communities and individual missions. And so am I here to support everybody that I can, and together we're going to make this a much nicer shift than if we are alone on the journey. So we're moving into the golden age. Through this journey, there is a very of all the masters that's been walking here before us, which is summarized called the hero's journey. And this hero's journey is something we all are tested and challenged to go through. And if we don't do it on our own, the universe is going to kick our butt until we start it. So either we can understand or understand this amazing meaning of life, why we're here, and dive deep into this spiritual path that we're all on, consciously or unconsciously. And then if we do it consciously, it becomes so much more pleasurable than if we have to do it against our will. But once we start this call to adventure, nothing can stop it. So now the whole humanity is doing the hero's journey in a very fast pace. So it's departure from the old, initiation to the new, and once we have learned the skills needed in us, how to be part of the new, we are returning as teachers in this new world to be part of the building of the new. So we are becoming masters of two worlds, the old and the new. In all the astrology understanding or understanding, the biggest cycle is the Vedic cycle from India, where there is 4 ages. We have iron, bronze, silver, and gold. And it goes the opposite way. So it goes from gold, silver, bronze to iron. And right now, you see up to the left corner, you are here, right at the cusp to the golden age. So there is like two timelines going on. One is the old world, low consciousness, drama, problems, war, all the everything that goes on in there. And then there is this other timeline where it's peaceful, it's harmonious, it's blissful, it's full of opportunities and high vibes. So it's very important now to clear this old drama world, clear it with old friends who are stuck there and doesn't seem to have the ability to take themselves out yet, because this is something comparable to a birth. So we can't push here. It's again this power versus force thing. We can't force anybody to do this quickly. Everybody's doing it in their own pace. So we can just support and be there. But it's an inner journey. And now we are collectively coming to this point where it will be a big paradigm shift. So it's called the shift of the ages, and that is all the various ages combined in one huge shift. So as we take this leap of faith, leaving the old and going into the new, it's kind of a feeling that we are, many of us, feeling like a small death, that the old self needs to die because we can take that with us into the new. Everything that didn't work in the old world, it's time to say thank you for all the lessons and leave it behind, and maybe even start fresh, naked from nothing, which many are now doing. Losing everything in catastrophes and relationships that goes wrong and all the drama, and are moving into something brand new, and it's actually becoming better than they could ever expect it. So to the left, we see the old humanity, Earthling, Homo sapiens, Type 0 civilization, being stuck in the 3D world, ego, full of fear and force, under a maritime law which is forced upon us, with blocked energy flow, closed-minded, we're selfish, we're stuck either in religion or we're atheists. We are very focused on just existing, and me is the most important. And we can go on. There is a long list of that lack mentality. Then right, Gaian. We're moving into becoming one with ourselves, our higher selves, and Mother Nature. We're becoming enlightened, and therefore we are changing as a species to another species called Homo luminous, the illuminated. And this has also to do with our DNA, the sleeping DNA, which has been waiting for this time to get activated, where all our spiritual abilities are now starting to come alive. With this, we move into a Type 1 civilization, which is we live in peace and harmony with ourselves, with each other, and with the animal and the nature. On top of that, we also have developed free, which we did a long time ago, but it has been held from us. So now with free energy, the world is our oyster. Nothing can stop us from creating whatever we can imagine into this bright future. Fifth dimensional life, where we come from our higher self, our wise self, where everything is heart-based. We're connected with our heart. We don't just take logical mind decisions. We are now feeling our way forth in the heart, so everything is each other. We are soul-based, and we live in love and power. So we're no longer victims. We're powerful light beings, but we're not forceful. We're powerful, which means that the heart is with us. So as long as the heart is open, we are loving, then we can be powerful when that is in harmony. We live with natural law, the universal law for all human and living being life. We have opened our blockages, cleared our karma, so the energy flows freely, which makes us so amazingly, that's a huge change for humanity. We're open-minded, we're in unity consciousness, we're spiritual, we live with purpose. We are not in me anymore, we're in us. We seek inner authenticity. We're responsible. We have high energy, and we are becoming more light when it comes to food. We're moving away from the heavy, dense agenda food, and we are detoxing our bodies and becoming lighter and lighter, and understanding that everything we eat is energy. So if we want to be on a high vibe, we need to clear up our bodies from all the old stuff, right? We're connected with nature, and we are really feeling that life is a gift. We feel the abundance in the world, and we are tuning into it, and abundance will start flowing into our lives more and more. We know that we are eternal beings, so we're not just stuck in this lifetime. And we have hundreds and hundreds of more examples like this. So as we go, wonderful things are in the air, and that will happen to us. So this is your true you, and this is the true us. So let's start with a powerful saying. The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. And as we all see in this world we live now, there is a lot of people sitting on the bench and even are trying to, there is this, three apes. One is holding for his ear, one is holding for his eyes, and the other one, what is it? I forgot it now. Now it's a mouth. And don't want to hear, don't want to listen, don't want to be part of it. But we're coming into a time now where you can't hide anymore. Things are about to stir the pot big time. And we're all called to be part of the solution. So, in the last episode, I talked about this club, this evil empire who rules the world and have done so since the fall of Atlantis. For eons now, they have ruled this earth plane and humanity, have enslaved humanity and have them go through reset after reset. So every 100 or 100 plus years, they'd go through a reset to reset everything, clear our minds so we are lost. We don't know who we are, where we come from, and the history is written by the victors. So they are scheming and changing everything to an agenda to hold us in a limited understanding. Actually, that's the understanding of who we are, where we come from, and what life is all about in this 3D dimension. So this evil empire, I like to call the Octopussy. Spectre, like in the James Bond movie, who has total control over this world, over this domain and humanity, but are now in the end days of losing its grip. Because like power versus force, you can only rule with force for so long. There always comes a time when it will implode, because nothing can be sustained with force for the long run. It always implodes sooner or later. As we see in the energy scale, force is the lower energies and power is the higher energies. So as we move into truth, love vibration, enlightenment, and the truth start to come out for more and more people, they are losing their grip over humanity. And we see that now big time. So who are these guys? Well, they are Satanists. That's the line. This is an evil empire built on the Satanistic structure. So everything comes out of the darkest dark, the most evil. And they hide it so well. They're so great of manipulating us and having an outer world seemingly looking okay, but their inner world, their backside, is as dark as it gets. We're going to go through some of that now to understand it, understand it, transmute it, and then move into the light. Actually, we have the light with us here all the time. So this Satanist structure, they worship this goat, which is, as you saw there, the pentagram behind, an upside down 5-pointed star. And you see the famous medical logo over his chest, which is the Asclepicus, the understanding of these two, the feminine and the male aspect of us, going through each chakra, coming out to the third eye, and enlighten our third eye, making us awake. But this is the demon side of it, the Satanist. And what you also see is they love to have children around. So they love children for their high vibrations, and we're going to come into that part here also as we go. So the structure is a pyramid structure, and on the top, this all-seeing eye is this Satanistic structure, the Satanistic belief and horrible forceful empire, which has the world monarch underneath them. And then under that, they have the Crown Council of 13, which is the richest, most powerful families that are known in the outward. One of those is actually a Swedish family, and who are the owner of all the infrastructure of the communication net that we're using right now, and the electric grid, and many, many, many more things. So the root of one of those is actually from our little country in Sweden. And then it goes down to all different think tanks and the United Nations, as you see here, level after level, the banks, all the corporations, and words is part of this, the spelling, corpse, corporations, and many, many things that are hidden in the languages where we are continuously keeping ourselves in this lower structure without knowing. And then it comes down to the governments, the military, the police, the courts, the prisons, the media, schools, and religion. And underneath that are the people, the population, the workers, to hold the structure up. And now they start to break up, because you can't keep something this evil for more than X amount of time. It always comes to a point where it implodes, because it's built on lies and deceit, death and horror. And now we come to this time. It's imploding. So the whole plan has been divide and conquer, and they do that through all evil, scheming ways. They love child sacrifice and have been doing so since they took over. So this has been going on in the darkest parts of the world, every country, in the religions, in the politics, all of them who are in here in this pyramid structure, all the leadership, they are part of that club with child sacrifice. They are part of these are actually as part of it. This is the source of the child sacrifice and the human trafficking and the human harvesting of all organs. And one of the worst things is what with children and young people, that they scare them beyond belief in the most horrible ways. And then when a child is in that state, they take their blood, and that is then called adrenochrome. And this is their elixir, their life elixir, because they don't have any life force themselves. Many, as we know, were very old. And the only way for them to have high energy so they can keep on being active is to steal it from children. So horrible things are about to come out about the truth about all of this. And it's the devil's immortality drug. So it's how for them to keep themselves looking and feeling young forever. And if they don't get a hold of it, then they look like the picture in the middle. So, take a deep breath. The worst that a man can do to himself is to do injustice to others. We shall not harm each other. We shall love each other and support each other. That's why we're here. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Martin Luther King. And he was killed by this satanistic system because they don't want any light beings, light workers, light warriors like Martin Luther King and many others. They are on the wrong path according to them. So another structure is Hollywood. Holy wood. The magicians, one of their best ways to pump out the agenda way ahead, how to manipulate and do magic in a way that you can only do through television and movies, which and then all these stars become living legends. But the only way for a human being to be part of this club is to be part of that club. If you want famous and get paid well, then you have to sell your soul to this club. Then you will succeed. But to do that, there is not a single soul who don't regret it. Let's just put it that way. The red carpet symbolizes that you're part of this club. The red is the symbolism for blood sacrifice, adrenochrome, and that you're part of this elite club. This is all coming out right now. This is all part of the big awakening of the horrible things behind, the, behind, the, curtains. The 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 curta The world will not be destroyed by those who do evil, but by those who watch them without doing anything. Albert Einstein. Another part of what they use is the religions. And the Bible is like a movie script. So they are using that, and then they are making it happen as it says in the Bible. So these old scriptures have now come to a point where it's happening in our time. So here we see from spring 2016 to spring 2030. And right now, we have just gone into what's called the 7 years of tribulation. Just about a week plus back here in September, we entered the first day here of the 7 years of tribulation. So what does that mean? Well, to start with, they have they call the Antichrist or forerunner is chosen by Satan, comes to power after the rapture. So we will come to that here in a moment. So we would just briefly look at this map here, but we see they want to now, if we like it didn't hasn't been crazy enough, they are now planning to make it really, really crazy. So they're going to hit us in every way they can to do their best to make this evil plan come to fruition. So if we don't wake up and start to organize ourselves and start to, find solutions to all these huge problems, it's going to be a messy time. So fortunately, so many things good are happening. So I will come to the light part of this, which is disturbing the dark plan here. But it's all about now to get really, really crazy. Here is more detail step by step for these 7 years. I don't gonna go through it, so you can just go back to the video if you like to take a deeper look at it. But right now we're in the beginning of all these steps that they are about to take. To see injustice and do nothing about that means to participate in it. Jean-Jacques Rousseau. That's a pretty heavy-loaded sentence, but it's important to understand that's how it is. If we just go back to when we were children and we're in the schoolyard and someone is bullying someone and we stand beside them, we don't do anything about it. Well, then we allow the bullying to keep on bullying. We have to stop all the bullying now. It's not okay anymore. What does this mean? The 7 years of tribulation comes to 2030. And this is their agenda, to be done with everything by 2030. And they've been working on this hard for many, many, many generations. And now we are all here in this generation where it all comes down to the last years of them succeeding or we succeeding. So their version, where they put out their agenda, is deceiving and misleading. And looks fantastic, but this is more the truth. To totally take humanity out and establish a world with depopulation down to a very low count and having humanity to be controlled by AI and also take humanity out of humanity. So the spiritual connection is cut, and we become transhuman. So we're part of this AI system and totally biological robot slaves. So all is the opposite. So what should be the good guys, World Health Organization, to really help us to have highest vibration, highest health and fitness, they are doing the complete opposite. And more are waking up to that. And here we see just a little bit of the breakdown of the logo. To the left there, Corona, sounds familiar. And then we have the Satan symbol to the right, their goat, Baal. So we will go into a few things here, which makes you understand a thing here much deeper. So here is another way they work through Time magazine and all magazines and media. This was from 1999, so that's how long ago they been planning the much longer back, but that's when they started to come out with it. So the future of medicine, how genetic engineering will change us in the next century. So part of the many ingredients in the cocktail of what they called the vaccine, which 70 to 80% of humanity is now filled with, 2 to 5 injections, is snake venom. That's one of the things. There is also another thing, nanotechnology, heavy metals, and just a lot of crazy stuff in there that we don't want to have inside. We want to detox ourselves now from all the heavy metals and all the poisons and everything to get that out of us. So very crucial times for humanity. How many of us can we save? How many of us are going to survive these last testing years? The Georgia Guidestones, probably familiar here for everybody. They had a list of recommendations from higher sources how we should live life on Earth. And one of them is this: maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. So we are a little bit more than 8 billion. So they want to get rid of 7.5 billion people before 2030. And they're way on their way. If you are aware of injustice and either ignore it, say there is nothing you can do about it, complain about it, and do nothing, or put your energies into doing something about it. Here is Nostradamus, one of the most famous of our time, who said, the third Antichrist, the first was Napoleon, second Hitler, and the one still to come. And then there is this. There is no the Antichrist in the Bible. Instead, there are many Antichrists. All one has to do, the Antichrist, is who is the liar? It is whoever denies that Jesus is the Christ. And I'm not religious, I'm spiritual, so this is also connected to Buddha and with Jesus. It's consciousness, point in the higher self. So we don't get misled of the biblical stuff here. Such a person is the Antichrist. So you can just see someone stuck in the ego, being a narcissist, being a psychopath, all these elements that they have within this structure. Because when you become a member of this structure, you're going through so many traumatizing events, so they have something on you that they force you to do with children, with others, and just horrible things. So you get a split personality. You have the traumatized you who did that, and then they build up your ego. You build up your narcissistic and seemingly normal human side to become a member of their pack, being successful in whatever area they put you in. But it's all about leaving our higher self, leaving our heart, leaving being a good human, doing good things. So who can that be? Make America great again with devil horns. Did you know that this saying actually came from Hitler? He said, make Germany great again, and had a big plan for that. And all their points go hand in hand here with this plan now playing out in our time. Did you know that make America great again, spelling the first letter in those 4 words, become MAGA? MAGA is the 5th and highest degree in the hierarchy of the Church of Satan. Did you know that? The hierarchy of the church. Registered member, so you just, get to feel it out, but they, trick you in. And then active member, 1st degree. That's when they tricked you in. They got something on you, right? Then degree is witch or warlock. 3rd degree is priest and priestess. 4th degree, the magister or magistra. And the 5th degree, magus and maga. The ruling body of the church is known as the Council of 9 and is restricted to 3rd degree or higher members. The high priest and priestess act as administrative chiefs and primary public representatives. So that's the main structure in this whole crazy church. And the rulers of the planet we live in. And all governments, all religions, every area, as we saw in the pyramid structure. Every area. This is it. So another there's a few things here. I will take it step by step. But there is many now candidates for this Antichrist living with their missions. Here is another one who has a company called SpaceX. And he's also bought Twitter, changed that to X. So what is going on with these X? I could actually do many slides here of various X's, many. In entertainment industry and, every different industry, there is this X thing going on, coming from various positions. X symbolism, the most powerful letter in the alphabet. The symbol of X has been used in so many fields, from algebra to science, astronomy and spirituality. Here are some of its meanings. Danger, known, mystery, rejection, a kiss, end of something, death, and the unknown. UK scientists preparing vaccines for mystery disease X. So just a few weeks ago, here we go again. Now they're trying to get a new pandemic or plandemic going. Although the disease doesn't exist yet, human trials have already begun. So here we go again. The next corona is now going to be called disease X. When will disease X happen? So are we going to take this another round? I don't think so. Most of humanity has now have well over enough of this clown circus. So I don't see how they're going to make this happen. This is what I'm talking about. It's going to implode, because how are they going to get this going to the next level? And yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it. So, let's see here. Every time we witness an injustice and do not act, we train our character to be passive in its presence, and thereby eventually lose all ability to defend ourselves and those we love. And that's Julian Assange, who was very brave doing what he did. Oh, so town of Lahaina, the apocalypse. Sorry, I double-clicked here. So the town of Lahaina, the catastrophe there, all those we're talking about, it looked like a war zone. It looks like the apocalypse. And it is. So we have an apocalyptic expression now of all these energies on the earth plane, coming from this evil empire, trying to kill as many people they can locally, small local events of weather war conditions and many other things. And then we have the deeper Greek understanding of apocalypse. So there is always another positive side to it. An apocalypse from the ancient Greek, meaning uncovering, translated literally from Greek, is a disclosure of knowledge. For example, lifting of the veil or revelation. In religious context, it is usually a disclosure of something hidden. So, how about that? So, apocalypse, the time of the 7 years tribulation and the apocalypse now of going on the human life and the earth plane, is actually also the implosion of the evil empire, lifting the veil, the truth that will set us free. Now, this is heavy stuff. Here's Nelson Mandela, who was incarcerated, put into prison for 27 years. He walked in there as the most angry, rebellious man that South Africa has ever known. A fantastic leader, but full of anger, right? He walked out there as the most peaceful human being. And this is what he said. As I walked out the door toward the gate that would lead to my freedom, I knew if I didn't leave my bitterness and hatred behind, I'd still be in prison. So we have to do the very same thing. It's so easy to get angry, so easy to get bitter and feel hopelessness and feel just awful of all these truths now coming out of this evil empire that been ruling humanity and the planet for so long. But if we get stuck in those lower energies, we are doing ourselves and everybody else an unfavor, and we're doing them a favor because that's what they want. We have to take this step to look at everything from a much deeper, wiser understanding or inner standing, with the eyes of love and forgiveness. Not forgive and let them be. No, they're going to be taken care of and put to some type of prison, or even put down in many ways. I'm sure there are many of them who just can't be pardoned in that way, but they're going to be taken care of in a humane way. So they won't disturb this next chapter of humanity to move into this golden age. We need to be clear here, the defining moment we're in, where we can be stuck in this old path, be drawn into the drama which is now happening, which I just explained here, all the things that they're now doing and are about to do, and I'd say that's the left road, continuing in the drama, or we take the high road into this bright future. Another thing, they turn everything upside down, inside out, everything. It's an inversion technique they use as Satanists. So everybody knows about the peace sign, and everybody has no knowledge about that. That's actually not the peace sign. It's the sign you see to the right. It's the death sign. It means end. It means war. So all those peace rallies, all those printed t-shirts, all those signs, everything that we know about peace sign is wrong. So as they went out, shouted for peace, to end the war, they had the sign to do death, to do war. Imagine that. So if you have a peace sign, turn it up. It means, it's actually from the Viking tradition, the runes, called life rune. It means beginning. It means protection. The peace symbol, death and war symbol versus life and peace symbol. Originally, the ensign of the anti-nuclear movement, that's how it started, adopted by the leftist peace. It's fully appropriate that the symbol on the left is based on the death rune. It signifies surrender, defeat, a whining passivity in the face of life's challenges. Its opposite in every sense is the life rune. So you want to turn your old peace sign, which you think is peace sign, up, so it looks like a human being standing with their arms up, like we do when we're in victory energy, and when we want to download information from the heavens and also say thank you to the heavens. We will talk more about this as we go through this next few months and years. So we are actually becoming reborn, and this moment we're in is at this picture. We are about to become reborn and enter the birth channel. And that's where it's most painful for the mother and most traumatic for both the child and the mother. Something old is soon to be gone, and something new is about to happen. So we can't push this. We can't force this. It all happens in divine timing. We have to be as patient as mothers and children given birth. We're in this last part of this birth channel. We see the light in the end of the tunnel. We know it's coming. We know it's good. But there is a but. And that's not what we see in this now, in our daily lives. We see the opposite. We see it's actually getting worse day by day. But don't let that fool you, because this is a spiritual war. This is a spiritual planet. We are spirits, and we are here to help manifest this bright future coming our way. When we are in this trance of just finding out all these truths and understanding what's really going on, it's very easy to get distracted of all these bad energies of this lower spectrum in the third dimension. All the satanic tricks that fools us in our lower energies and get us. So it's so important to be a breather. Go out in nature, just pause everything and just step up. Take that step to leave that drama and come from your spirit, your soul, your higher self, where you know everything is a deeper spiritual divine plan. And that divine plan is for you, is for humanity. We are here to do this. We're here to make this shift happen. And there has never been so many wise men and women at the same time living on this earth plane. We are full of spiritual matters, of fire souls, just amazing human beings with all types of various amazing gifts and knowledge and wisdom that slowly are awakening now to our full potential and our power. And as we go, we will go through this last piece of this birth channel, just keeping our eyes on the light, knowing that nothing can stop us, nothing can stop this, and good will prevail. We will come out more turned on, more aligned with source energy, awakened, full energized in our spiritual wisdom, and many new gifts that we didn't even know we had will be turned on. So we are right now at this moment where this is happening and it's about to happen. We have the sun with us. Notice how the sun, from when you look at pictures where they start to take pictures, color pictures, when color cameras came out, the sun were more yellowish and orange. That spectrum has now changed over these years to, over the last 10 plus years, it's become white. So the frequency is so much higher, and that is part of the upgrade of all vibration on Earth and all animals and in all humans. And when you are in alignment with this, this becomes more smooth. But if you're not alignment with this, that's when you have ascension symptoms and become traumatized, and life becomes drama, and you are lost in this carousel of. So it's so important to take these pauses to nature, connect with the sun, and start to really do some sun gazing, morning and evenings, to really connect. The sun is our friend and here to help us. And we are light beings, so to connect with the biggest light source we have is a huge help, huge. We see the sun having so many outbursts of energy that it's never had before. These bursts are waves of high energy that are now slowly and surely upgrading us in all ways. So to become very in tune with this part of the ascension, the help of the ascension journey, is vital. So nothing to be afraid of, and don't use sunglasses. Sunglasses is also part of the agenda. If you use sunglasses, you don't get the benefit of these light that comes in, and it's supposed to come directly into our eyes and also through every cell in our skin. And also when you use sunglasses, you tell your brain that it's becoming night, the sun goes down, and then you stop creating serotonin and you start producing melatonin. So you do very behavior. That is also part of the skin cancer problem in the world, because so many are using sunglasses. It tells the brain that the skin needs to protect itself for light, and then it becomes much more sensitive, and there is part of the skin cancer problem. Then, of course, on top of that is you use sun lotions, which are full with cancerogenic substances. So just a little short thing about that. So in this old world, in this old structure, where we come into this world, they do something very evil, and that is that they take the play out from children, that creativity in the right brain hemisphere, and they lock us in the left hemisphere, which is more, analytical, and go through, long time of putting us into boxes. So the whole schooling is about to deprogram the free spirit, to take away the free spirit. Now we have come to a point where we're actually merging the left and right. We're merging the feminine and the masculine. We're becoming total, balanced and harmonized, full brain active. This is the step from 3D to 5D, using our whole spirit, our spiritual consciousness awakening. Are you ready? So how to shift from 3D, 4D to 5D. So 3D, we know very well. 4D is that step in between. It's that time. Everything is on time. Man-made, that's also part of the illusion, to trap us into being stressed. So everything has to be on time. Everything has to be on that date, which trap us into the 3D world, right? So we're stuck there. So what we have to do is to break away from time. 5D is timelessness, total freedom from everything. That's the ultimate peace. And when we're there, something else kicks in, creativity. You become so creative and so immersed in something you love to do, something you're passionate about. So you know the feeling that you have no idea how much time it's been when you've been doing it for, a few hours. So it could be that it was 1 hour, or maybe it was 4 hours. When you look at the time and you get the answer, you go, wow, was it only 1 hour? Or you go, wow, have I been doing this for 4 hours? So that means that you are in that elevated consciousness, which is called the fifth dimension. And now we're moving into that, and that's becoming the new norm. And the whole world is moving into this vibration. Every human being, every animal, every plant, the whole world is moving into the fifth dimension. This has never happened before in all humanity's evolution. So if we look back to Atlantis, their structure, where they have the big temple in the middle, and where they set the vibration, the sound and the frequency, which then moved out in these circles to all the different structures to have a peace, harmony, energy vibe through the whole society. And what they did was they moved into the fifth dimension as a human species in a three-dimensional vibration world. Now, what we are doing one step more. We're moving to fifth dimension as a humanity, and so is the earth. So this has never happened before. So everything will be synchronized in the fifth dimension. The world, Mother Earth, heavenly sky, the oceans, the animals, all vegetation, and us. Everything will be synchronized in the fifth dimension. How about that? Isn't that worth, not fighting for, but loving for, doing everything we can in our power to be part of this shift with the blueprint and mission we came here to give and be part of the solution, be part of serving. So we have to become friends with the animals and the Mother Earth again. And this is what the Lemurians were masters. So we have a lot to dive into here over the next few months and years here to understand Lemuria and how Lemuria is an important key to why we lost our way in Atlantis. The Lemurians were much more spiritually developed. They didn't lose themselves in technology. They stayed with Mother Earth and each other and animals. And we are finding our way back there. So more and more of us feel the need to be in nature, to be with animals, and to be with each other in this vibe as we go along here. So it's a beautiful, beautiful thing that's going on. Just see, and also part of this is also the cleansing of the world, the healing of the world, the healing of the waters, the healing of the air, the healing of the earth as we grow our plants, everything to be detoxified and taken care of. So we will, move into everything is in balance and harmony again. So as we move forward now, this is our test. Are we going to be triggered by whatever comes our way in these next few years here of super catastrophic and disastrous, traumatizing times, and move down to the lower vibration of suffering and fear? Or are we going to take a step back, see everything, understand and understand everything going on, and take the high road? Stay in love, stay with an open heart, connect with Source, be connected with each other and Mother Earth and Heaven Sky, and be in the flow to co-create with the universe. Get our intuition going, so our intuition guides us, which is what it's supposed to do. But if we're in fear, we're not in our intuition, we're in our fight and flight. So we make disastrous decisions. So in order to make good decisions, we really need to master this time now, to be in love, to be grounded, to be deep breathing, and understand that if we are in our best, balanced and harmonious, then all will be fine. All will be fine. So we need to develop an unshakable trust to the path ahead, the divine plan for the betterment of man that is now shaking off everything that is not based in truth and based in divine energies. All the satanistic and evil energies are now being shaken off, and with that, they're going to do everything to try to scare us and keep us in fear. But don't go on these, however real it might be, like Maui or Morocco earthquake or Libya floods, and we see them all over the world now. Just understand it's man-made, but it's also Mother Earth. It's two things happening at the same time on two different dimensions. It's also Mother Earth cleansing, making it open for the new to come, to rebuild something much better. So all those souls who came here now to sign up to leave at this time, they're doing an immense mission for the rest of us, for them to help us wake up to the seriousness that's going on. So this is both our individual hero's journey and our hero's journey together. All here in Resonance and the whole humanity, we are going through this biggest test ever right now. So we are becoming separated from the old, we are initiated to the new, and we are returning as pioneers of the golden age to be part of what's coming. So we need to be strong now. We need to be our best to go through these challenging times. and start to think ahead. See the good that's coming. Don't lock yourself into the drama going on. Just keep on seeing the good that's coming. And part of this, being able to do this, is to take care of our physical body. So I will come and dive into this much, much deeper. This is one of my absolute biggest passions in life. To understand that our physical body is our temple. It is our avatar. And it's up to us to design it. And if we feed it with the best, highest vibration, we take care of it in the best way, we train it, we stretch it, we detox it, magical things happen. That's when we are moving into alignment in our three bodies. Aligned in energy, all our chakras are aligned, harmonized in peace, and bright, shining bright. And also our skeleton, that all the vertebrae are in alignment, that our left and right side of the body, the female and the male, are balanced and strong, because we become weak when everything is off. And then when everything is balanced, we're strong. And then we come to the physical structure, where we need to do detox to understand there is an inner war going on at the same time here, with parasites and just heavy metals and a lot of trash, just candida and you name it. We need to now start to cleanse our bodies, stop putting in stuff that makes us weak, sick, in a low vibration. We need to understand that if you put high vibration in, high vibration will come out. So part of this is actually now part of the goal with healing, the goal with chiropractic work, the goal with yoga. Yoga means union, to be one with your body, one with yourself, and one with spirit. And when we do our yoga, to also be, self-chiropractor. So we put ourselves in alignment. So in alignment is the way to understand how we put ourselves in the alignment. And what I teach and what I practice since 20 plus years back is what I called how to become in the zone of our full potential. So to be in our full potential, it's like in the old world, 3D thinking. You can only be in the mountaintop for a short while, then the valley comes. So we need to understand the world, the earth life is travel through the mountaintops and the valleys, mountaintop and the valley. So as we go, there's nothing wrong with the valley, to relax and be there. But we need to understand how the animal kingdom works. Look at yourself as a lion. A lion is in great shape through the whole life in order to catch the prey so it can survive. Now the prey also needs to be in good condition throughout the whole life so it can outrun the lion. So we need to look at nature here and understand that we are way behind here how we take care of ourselves. And we need to catch up, because that's part of the golden age, that the body is now with us in this ascension. So know that our future is bright. We're here as the ground crew to help put that dream that we all have in our hearts, heaven on earth, this saying, which actually is more than a saying, it's actually part of the mission. The next chapter here, after the evil empire falls, is that we're gonna do our best to make this earth plane look like heaven. To bring down these heavenly dreams, all these abilities that we have, all these creativity, everything that we can dream of is now becoming supported to be manifested here on earth. Can you imagine what a life we are heading into? Amazing. Amazing. So, thank you so much, Golden Age pioneers. Thank you for being part of this World Situation Summary 2. And 3 comes next week. So we'll just shift the background here. Lots to digest. So I understand there might, there's lots to talk about now. So warm welcome with questions and thoughts about this presentation and this moment in time in our evolution. Just gonna change the background here. Back to, where is it? Where did it go? Sorry, just going to change the background so we have the right energy here for the day. Please be with me here. Be right there. Let's see. Right here. Here it is. All right. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Now I can see your questions. Let's see. Okay. So all right. So Eric, first out. Really good information. Some evil stuff, but mostly uplifting because there is so much hope and light incoming. Thank you, Björn. Thank you, Eric. Thank you. I see that some had some problems with the sound. I'm sorry, I can't do anything about that. It's, yeah, some of the challenges we have with the technical stuff here. All right. So, warm welcome with questions or thoughts or inspirational inputs. Jenny Frostel, hello. Thank you for this. I fully resonate with both the dark and the light you present. It is incredibly important to cleanse and detox now. What is your best tip for cleansing heavy metals? So heavy metals, there is a bunch of ways to do that now. There is both, of course, just to normally detox everything so we don't put heavy stuff in, just light stuff, and also to train so we sweat and drink a lot of good water, so all that basic stuff. And then there is some other things. I think I probably should put something together. But for now, let's do this. If you go online and you just use Google or DuckDuckGo to search and see what you find, there is kits, detox kits that do the heavy metal stuff that you can start playing around with yourself and just see how it feels and how you go, because it's so crucial. It's so important now to get rid of all that. There is many things. And then there is also technology, frequency-based technologies that help you to detox as well. So many ways. And we are many healers now that can also do detoxing on that deeper level. So plus our thoughts, that you make that as an intent to really let everything that's not supposed to be in our bodies out, all of it. And the parasites are really important to get out, because they trick our minds, making ourselves do things we don't. So very important. So thank you, Jenny. Stefan. Hi, and thank you, Björn, and everyone. So MAGA means that DT is not the savior as many people think he is. We will see. We will see. I'm just presenting the truth here, and then I understand that's actually something that's really. See, what this comes down to is that it's all a test back to us to test our intuition, our truth source. Does that tell us, how many do really trust our intuition? That you can meet a person or see a person or meet a person or having to do with a person, but you don't know if you can trust a person or not. We need to really fine-tune ourselves, so that is something that happens automatically. And when it comes to that guy, I am so amazed over that there are so many light workers that are so way ahead the rest of the crowd in their spiritual development, but see him as the savior. So there is so many things, but I don't want to do any personal things here. I just want to do some broad picture understandings of what the MAGA stands for and the whole big structure, and then we see the individuals, how they're going to play out this movie script that we are now living in. We'll see. But whatever happens here, the most important thing is not to lay on the couch and hope someone else would fix it. We need to do our inner work and do the best we can with what we got, why we came to Earth. So that is now the next step here, to really get on board, to do the inner work and the outer work with whatever we have here to share with the world. Thank you, Stefan. Thank you. And also another truth meter is to ask ourselves, when we now go through, all these people who claim to be good guys and help humanity, is to check their divinity. How divine are they? How on a good scale? Because what we say is 5% of the communication. 95% of the communication is how we say it. from what point do we come from? Are we kind? Are we thoughtful? Are we involving? Are we sending out a good vibe, you know? Or is it a bad vibe? Are we talking down people? All these things, very simple. A divine being, a good person, has an energy which animals and children love, and so do we. It's not, any strange, complicated science. It's direct. We feel good immediately. So very important to now fine-tune our intuition. Eric, is there light workers among us here on Earth that is not human, so to speak, from other worlds? Yep, we are all a mix here from various worlds. So this incarnation, we are in the human bodysuit, but we come from many various places. That's why we look so different. So it's easy to see that we come from various places. So yes. And that's why so many of us feel that we don't feel at home. Dennis, have you heard about the big event on the 4th of October? Yes, I have. The test alarm in the US. People are saying all over the internet that huge radiation frequencies is going to trigger the vaccines in our bodies. Okay, so I don't think that's going to happen because first of all, their strategy is to keep people in fear. So now they put out this, and now a lot of people are in fear. If they wanted to do that, they would just do it, right? So the most important thing for them is to put people to be scared of something that might happen, but it's not going to happen. So I don't think that's going to happen. But what's probably will happen is that many will be afraid of suddenly your phone goes off and maybe the computer and the TV and other things, sounds in the neighborhood. So many gonna question what is going on. So this test is, of course, to step up the frequency of fear in the air, in humanity, for other things that they are building up to. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. If they want that to happen, they just going to do it whenever they want to. Okay. Eric, why is it so hard to remember who we are and where we come from? To remember our old selves? It's actually part of both the dark and the good life plan. The dark ones don't want us to remember who we are of obvious reasons. Then we become all powerful and we understand that we're in this matrix being fooled. So they don't want that. And the good side of it is that it's supposed to be a challenge. That here we have the biggest test now to just feel awkward, feel off, and try to really turn every stone, look for the truth, find the connections, find the missing pieces, put the puzzle together so we finally solve it and move over to the next level. So that's part of this earthly challenge. But I think that's the last time that we are being, what do you call it? That we are put in this amnesia that we don't remember. So we're probably going to move into that we will remember lifetime after this, as we move forward in these more beautiful times ahead. Samples. Björn, you showed an image of the ages going from bronze to gold, etc. That image made me think the evil take power back as you move back into the Iron Age from gold. Yeah, that's what the old understanding has been. But I think what we are now, you see, there is another understanding we need to understand here. And that is that wheel is the wheel of karma. So we are recreating bad karma all the time. Now we're elevating ourselves up to a higher consciousness. And with that, we're breaking free from that karma wheel. So we are not going to go through a decrease in divinity and consciousness. We're going to take it to the next level. The 6th dimension, the 7th dimension, we are on a spiral up. So it might sound like we're going down when you degrade from gold to silver. But I actually think that this is the last time we're on that cycle. From now on, it is the golden age, forward. And then we will call it, I don't know, the diamond age, the light age. Other names will come on this path forward. So we are moving from the darkest to the lightest light, and we will never go back again. From now on, it's forward. Thank you, Samples. Exactly. No, they will never come back into power again. What has happened to us, to humanity, and what we're in the middle of, this war against humanity, we will never allow this to happen again. Never. And they can't. You can fool us once like this, but once the truth is out, it's going to be so mind-blowing. So that is going to be, a shift forever. Okay. All right. Anyone else? Any thoughts? Any questions? Samples. Upon awakening, I believe old energies arise, sort of to see if you want to leave them behind or keep them. I feel that what is happening to me right now. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, we're in a healing period now to clear all trauma, to understand what have happened to us. Might be traumatizing, but it's also something that strengthens us. So once we can understand what have happened or understand what have happened to us and see it as part of this growing experience in life to strengthen us to, as a tree, become this oak tree with huge roots, strong, the whole tree is strong, everything is strengthened by all these storms that we are challenged with, life challenges. Then we move from being a victim to being a hero. So that's part of the hero's journey. So another thing is also that we have to look through everything that we have going on inside of us and in our lives and see if it's something that we want to take with us now in this paradigm shift, if it belongs in the future, or if it belongs in the past, it's not vibrational consistent with these higher energies we're moving into. So there's going to be many goodbyes of things that we used to like and love, but was low vibrational. So it's time to say goodbye. So, yeah. Karina, some say that there are no light workers because they are not mentioned in the Bible. It's confusing as Jesus is one of all archangels. Any thought about this? Yeah, so again, the religious scripts are there to trap us in religion. Now we're breaking free, we're liberating ourselves as free spirits. And you are a light worker, even if you don't know it, just being here, being a loving person, just having a good vibe, you are adding light to the world. So a light worker is someone that adds love and light to the world. So because of you, the world is a better place. If you just go outside and you make one person smile, you raise the vibration of that person and you add light to the world. So that is something that the religions don't want us to know, that that's how simple it can be. Then we, of course, go to more and more advanced levels doing major light work, and like Jesus did. And now this is the time which is called the Great Awakening. And part of that is that it said that Jesus will come back thousandfold, which is the Christ consciousness, the higher self in us. We, light workers, for waking up to our spiritual gifts, our higher self, and are now starting to express ourselves to the world. And that is the end of the religions. We don't need to go to the church to talk to God. Right? And that whole energy there, so dark and boring and heavy. We want light now. Fun energies, beautiful energies, and wise energies. Gaia Warrior, and thank you, Karina, for that question. Very good question. Gaia Warrior, the Bible says, beware of the pale horse. Can that be DT? Yeah, so like I also brought up there are many pale horses. There are many antichrists, There are many working for the evil ones, the dark agenda. So we just have to see them from what and who they are by how they conduct themselves, and what they actually do. What they do in this earth plane, what they do to make the world a better place or a worse place. So one thing there is, I don't want to go into too deep stuff there of all the dark stuff we covered so much here. So we all know a good person from a bad person. It should be super obvious for all of us, but obviously not. There are still many who are tricked by that darkness. But that's part of the plan, to check us. It's all a test. Tests all the time, all levels. So how are we going to navigate through this and keep a high vibe and keep adding light to the world? Eric, do you have a few good yoga moves that are really helpful we can do every day? Yes, I have. There is many videos on the channel, so you can just look through there and get going right away. There is both in Swedish and in English, so everybody can get started right away. And I will start doing new ones here in the next coming weeks and months. So we will dive much deeper into that because it's so important. So good question. Thank you, Eric. Samples. Have to hold out hope that our friends and family awaken as soon as possible. Man, I can't wait. Yep, I know. I feel the same, and so many of us have thought that, whatever crazy thing that have happened now in the past is so big, so huge, so now they're gonna awaken. Nope. And then the next thing happened. Okay, now they're gonna awaken. Nope. But now they're gonna awaken because the waves that are coming in now, they are so transforming. So now they can't keep it together anymore. The lie can't be kept. It's cracking all over. It's imploding. So just know it's happening. Dennis, thank you for the answer. Have also heard that a few lightworkers have channeled a big collectively Kundalini awakening event for the majority of the people all over the world in September 24th. Thoughts? Yeah, there is many fantastic organizations that connect the grid work all over this earth plane with many organizations a few times throughout the year, where we are so many that come together at the same time and connect our fields with these huge energies and intentions. And there will be more and more. That's what we're going to end with here also tonight and every Sunday. So slowly and surely, the vibrations are going up. Actually, not just slowly, it's going faster and faster. Karina, okay. So they who follow the Bible and go to church is wrong. They call us New Age, which is confusing, I think. Well, I wouldn't say it's wrong. It's everybody, every soul chooses his and her way. And when there are many people coming together with good intentions, that's good. However, it's in a box, it's limiting. So now we're breaking free from the religions to help us all be free and have a direct connection to source. And when it comes to downgrade the New Age movement, it's like I showed here in the presentation, the shift of the ages from an old age to a new age called the Golden Age or the Age of Aquarius. We moved from the Pisces age to the Aquarius age. So it's just an end of what's been up to now and the beginning of something new. So it's part of how to bully humanity and mislead us from being in our light and doing the good things now to add light to the world in this shift. So it's very simple. It's not confusing. Samples. I heard from somebody else that Sweden will be a little behind in the awakening since it's so corrupt. Not many people who believe in God. We believe in science here and everyone lives in fear freely. Yeah, that's partly true and the huge challenge for Scandinavia, that we're so conditioned that this is going to be a hard pill to swallow once the truth comes out. At the same time, even though many are not spiritually connected in that sense that they are aware that they are aware, they are unconsciously aware, just a high level of how we conduct ourselves in a nice, polite and nice way. We just have it without talking about it. We're just good people. We are good people doing good things, and we are thoughtful, and we keep a high level of how we conduct ourselves. So that's part of the nobility in the northern countries. And that's actually part of the other prophecy Nostradamus said, which is the light will come from north. Because the light the northern countries have in Scandinavia is very unique. It's very unique. And that can help guide many other countries around the world how to make this shift in a good way. So there is a very unique light in the northern countries, which just are there without us talking about if we are spiritually aware or not. It's so simple. Just be good and do good. Comes down to very simple grounding things. Another deep part of that is, of course, the wisdom of the ages, when that is combined now from so many lifetimes. And now we come to this crucial point where all that old wisdom is being birthed again, coming out to all who are ready. So Peter, too long for this liberation of the world. Isn't that the way to say we don't have it? It's a lack. And then we give that lack idea, which isn't beneficial. Best to live love now, right? Best to live in love right now. Yes, absolutely. That's the whole idea why we do this. That's why I have these broadcasts. That's why I showed the power versus force, the emotional energy, that we keep ourselves in the love vibration all the time. That's how we liberate ourselves right now. So we're not chained to whatever going on outside, that we are liberated from the inside now. We don't need to wait for that. That's part of the job. Janet Astrup, hello. So, yes, since we are now going international here, it's best if you could write in English, but I will do my best to translate it. Okay, so thank you, Janet. Thank you for saying hi, and thank you for all your love. I understand it's tricky for some with the English. But it's good to practice because it's going to be much easier to live in the future when you also have the English in place. All love to you, Jeanette. Samples. Either way, it's going to be interesting seeing the awakening from Sweden. Absolutely. In every country. I just see how it's going to spread. And it's going to be unstoppable. Unstoppable. It's coming. It's happening already. Slowly and surely here. Karina. Yes, it's just that they say that we are wrong for not follow the Bible. So it's hard to know how to handle them. So again, just to be good and do good, to leave the competition of in discussions of various subjects, try to win. Instead being a good listener and elevate points they come with, So yeah, I agree with that. That's nice. That's good. And then ask good questions. What do you think about this? And what do you think about that? Being genuine and authentic with, keeping it light, keeping it nice. So we don't get stuck in the competition there and the endless discussions that don't lead anywhere. Thank you. Veronica, thank you for this rich report. It's both very challenging for us, though we haven't been in this new steps before. Same time, magical moments are just around our corner. Being open-hearted, enjoying nature. Beautiful, Veronica. Thank you. And thank you for handling this heavy presentation so well. All of you, thank you so much. I'm amazed. I thought it was going to be much more triggered questions and effects here, but loving it. Amazing. You handled it very well. Thank you, Veronica. Dennis, the light from the north. Yes. Yes. Okay. So, with that, I'll leave it open for another last few questions. And then we're going to switch over to the last part, going through an inner journey. Per, have you heard about the Pollen King? He saw a UFO in 1946 in Ängelholm, and suddenly they started to communicate with him in his dreams, and they gave him the recipe to the only prostate cancer medicine. No, I haven't heard about that. Interesting. And the truth about cancer is also another part of this whole big lie that will come out, and how we will never be sick. That's part also the golden age. When we raise our vibration, we will never get sick again, ever. We're going to be healthy and fit through our whole life. Actually, we're going to be many who takes off our glasses, that our eyesight is coming back and becoming healed again. So we don't need glasses anymore. Many, many, many things are going to happen here as we heal ourselves and raise our vibration. Yeah. Thank you, Per. Thank you. All right. If there is anyone having any thoughts, questions, or nice positive input, welcome to share it now. And then we will move over to the last part. So, Eric, we live on a level plane, right? Yes. Water can't bend around a ball accelerating in deep space. Exactly. Yeah, I've done a presentation on this, and it's that's another part of the big lie, which many are going to have a hard time to swallow, but it makes so much sense. And once you stack up all the proofs, the truth about it, and you check them, you really go in deep to check them. There is, thing after thing after thing after thing that you just can't look in another way once the truth is out. So that's going to be a biggie for the world. It's going to be fantastic. And what's going to come out of it, and all the new land that we're going to find, and those who live there, is going to be amazing. All right, Dennis, how long will this dark period be before we step into the golden age? So there is 2 timelines going on right now, and one of them is doing everything they can to make this dark time ready and done by 2030, and the light is working everything they can to make this as short as possible. So depending on how humanity is acting and reacting now, and what's going to happen here in these 2 levels of consciousness, that can be anything from a few months from now, everything implodes and fall, and we start slowly fix everything, and it can drag out for some years, some more years. But I think we talk about I think it's a process where it's going to happen slowly and chunk-wise. Going to be huge things that happens that elevate us several levels up very fast. So it's hard to say exact the date. It's going to be a process, and then in different countries. So everything is not going to happen at the same time. It's going to be like a ripple effect around the world. Over a period. And some strongholds is probably going to hold back as long as they can, be the last ones. So we talk about a few months to up to the worst case scenario, 7 years. All right. And Jeanette, the time has come for love now. Yes, that's it. Absolutely. Peter, thank you, Björn. About diseases, isn't that the whole idea upside down? Feeling sick is when we detox from poisons, etc. Don't you think? Well, you can feel sick, yes, when you detox, but you can. That's also that you might go a little bit too tough. So you might just want to back off a little bit and do it over a little bit longer period, so it becomes a little bit smoother. So you don't feel sick, you can feel okay. But I'm talking about all diseases. That's the old paradigm. That's where they want to hold us. So we're moving away from that. Eric, yes, I agree. It's going to be amazing when the whole world finds out about the more lands and ice and what it really is, what I think it is. Yes. Yep. Many, many amazing revelations coming. And they're already here for those who are ready to embrace them already now. If you're ready and you're in tune with your intuition and you feel, the truth check, we can wake up way ahead of the crowd here. All right. So with that, thank you so much, everybody, for all the questions of the topics here, this presentation. And with that, I like to, again, switch the energies here a little bit and move over to the last part, which is an inner journey, healing, and meditation journey. So I like to beat the drum and connect with the Hawaiians and Lemurians, which are now going through one of their toughest challenges ever in their history and evolution, and which is also helping us to catapult us forward in the truth, because the massacre that happened in Hawaii is going to be a huge wake up for the whole world when they really understand what happened there. And it's also helping the Hawaiians to come together and not to take this anymore. So with that, we have a huge drum drumming out this message. All the vibrations we have had here tonight, the presentation, we're drumming out for Lemuria and Hawaii. And we see the sunset there in the background and moving from this old age into this new age. So, just going to take a sip of water. Yeah, so with that, let's take a little moment here to just stretch a bit. Move yourself to the right and left where you sit. Stretch your arms. Take a deep breath. If you hear the crack, some cracking here, it's normal. I just open up my energies here, cracking my spine, shoulders, everything, doing some self-chiropractic work to put everything right and get the energies to flow. Now, let's just take a moment now to relax. This is your time. This is time for you to recharge your batteries and raise your energies and help raise the energies here in the collective. And to get a good night's sleep and an awesome week ahead. So with that, we start by taking a few deep breaths. All right. So let yourself just relax. Lean back on the chair you sit on or sit straight. Feet flat on the floor, palms up, laying in your knee. So here we are, right behind our closed eyelids, ready to go off, leave the body, go out for a little adventure, and then come back to the body. Lift the vibration in the physical body from our spiritual body, and have some amazing insights and adventure that happens on the other side with us as we move forward. So with that, take a deep breath and let's get going. So we start to move our spirit down through the face, down to the throat, out to the shoulders, down through the arms, down to the hands. We wiggle a little bit with our fingers and let our hands, fingers, arms, shoulders, head and neck and throat relax. We move up again through the arms, up to the shoulders, up to the neck and throat, and then down through the chest and back, and also through each vertebrae, down through the spine. We stop in our heart, and we take a new deep breath and let our lungs expand to its full, totally relax. The same with our heart, the same with our shoulder blades and our whole chest. Very good. So we continue down. We pass solar plexus. We pass our navel chakra. We go down, all the way down to the lowest point in our tummy. And we feel it on the last point of our spine, which is what we sit on. And here we connect with our diaphragm. And we take a new deep breath, and we take it all the way down to the lowest point in our abdominal, and connect with that deep inner peace, so we can release it and relax the whole abdominal and back area. Very good. Feel the relaxation just slowly spread through your whole body and make it feel nice and comfy. And with that, we continue down to our buttocks, to our back side of the thighs, front side of the thighs, down to our knees, down to our calves, down to our feet, all the way into our toes. And we take a new deep breath and we let our legs also totally relax. Three, two, one, and there we leave our body. We leave our body and our spirit now start to fly down. We go deep, deep down into the earth, all the way down to the center of the earth. We are coming in high speed and we are getting close, and we slowly start to slow down, and here we are. We stop here in the center of the earth to really ground ourselves. So let's take a moment and just absorb this super grounding energies and recharge your batteries. Very nice. Feel how nice it feels being super grounded. And with that, it's time to start to fly up again. So we start to levitate and fly away, up, up, up. With a great speed, we are flying, passing the earth plane and up where we live, through our house, up into the sky, and way up, through the clouds, up on the other side, where we start to see each other, spread out on the whole earth plane, and now coming together in a great speed. We come together, meeting in a big circle, hugging each other, saying hi to everybody, warm welcome. It's time for a new meeting. It's time to raise our vibration and do some spiritual work. So, we move our sight down to the earth plane. The clouds are quite open, so we can see everything. There is just few clouds here and there, white, nice, puffy dream clouds. And then we see the whole earth plane underneath us from this high elevation. We see all the structures of the geographical layout of land and oceans. We see the greenery, we see the blue, we see structures, we see lights. We see the whole humanity's life. And we also see the lights from every soul of humanity. And this is something we're becoming better and better at. See how high or low vibration each soul is resonating on. We see how the whole of humanity has steadily risen. We see how there is a clear upgrade going on. We see that most of the souls are vibrating higher than ever before. We see the light is spreading, the aura is stronger. It's spreading its lights in all directions much further than it ever has done before. We see the variations from dimmed light to middle bright to absolutely shining, sparkling. And all those who sparkle the most, wow, what a beautiful sight. Now we also see some dark spots. And as we look closer, we see there is quite many of them. And we see and understand that these dark spots are souls trapped in these lower, darkest vibrations, where the light is trapped, encapsulated in this darkness of heavy trauma and guilt. So part of this work in this shift is to liberate the whole of humanity to come out in the light again. We know that some of these dark souls have done things so they can't come out and play with the rest of humanity again this lifetime. But we don't want to keep the vibration low. We want the vibration to be high on the earth plane. We want the whole human family to now leave these lower planes of vibration and elevate us as a whole to this next level in the fifth dimension, and some that even will go further. So we take a step back in this awesome moment of just recognizing the incredible moment that we're in. This huge shift that is unstoppable. And being here together with you is just such a pleasure and such an honor. Knowing that I'm not alone anymore. And that probably goes for all of us, that feeling that we're not alone anymore. We're becoming a bigger and bigger awakened soul family. And it's growing day by day. And it's such a comfort to know that we're not alone and that we are right, that we are on the right path, and that good things are happening and even greater things will happen. Amazing, totally amazing things are in the air. Miracles. Things and doors that were shut, things that we didn't thought was possible, are now becoming possible. So let's just take a little flight here together and move ourselves around this earth plane to some various spots. I like to start with the old Atlantis, which is spread out in the Atlantean Ocean and all the way to the Mediterranean, where I'm located. And if we start in the Mediterranean, at the little island where I'm located, here are some interesting remnants from the Atlantean times, where we can connect with that old energy and reconnected with the now, and also to really understand that what went wrong back then was that we were not totally in our higher self. We were misguided and we lost our ways. And we lost our ways to this misguided darkness. And also that they tampered with DNA. They tampered with sound frequencies. They tampered with nature. They tampered with our minds, with our beliefs. And so slowly and surely we get misled into this dark path that we've now been on since then. The fall from grace. And this fall from grace was actually there to help us, to do this spiritual work that needs to be done in the universe, to cleanse the universe from this darkness, so we can move on the path to brighter and more advanced and a more advanced future. We're moving with this knowledge, with this trauma as a friend to help us, to catapult us now into what's called the new Atlantis and the new Lemuria. So what does this mean? Well, it means that each and every one of us now are in this schooling again to learn and never forget to trust our gut feeling, to trust our intuition. This is the sixth sense and something that needs to be trained, practiced, and mastered for all of us to move into this next chapter in our evolution as fully expressed spiritual beings intact on the earth plane. Once our gut feeling, our intuition is solid, is strong, it's going to become so easy to navigate. And now it's a very testing time. Many possibilities to see if our intuition is right or wrong. So let this stay with you. As you go back to your life after this visit here in the heavens, start to play and practice your intuition with little things in your life. Little things that you are testing yourself with as a game to start to know the truth. Because the saying, the truth will set you free, there is something missing. And that is, know the truth, and the truth will set you free. So here we need to practice, to search and find the truth, trust it, what our gut feeling is saying, what intuition is saying, and then Lean into it. And you can do this in a way so it won't harm you. You can test it in ways and then double check, triple check, so you really find out what the truth is. And then you know if you were right or if you were wrong. And as you go, you're going to sharpen your skill, and you're going to become so solid in your intuition skills that you can trust it forever in every situation. So, if we look to all the good that we did during the Atlantean time, imagine what we will do now in the new Atlantean time. There is no limits to our imagination. And as we imagine and we play with our imagination of all the creative ways we want to express ourselves in our life and the things we want to create, new levels of imagination is going to be birthed. As we see each other being liberated and we see each other's amazing creative manifestations, that's going to help us to evolve and liberate us even more. Then we come together, we collaborate, we design, we have fun, we play with it, and slowly and surely we are co-creating this new amazing next part of the human life on this earth plane that are called the Golden Age. So with that, let's now take a new flight over to the other side of the earth plane, to Hawaii and Lemuria. So we fly in the speed of light and we're here. We're way above the Hawaii Islands and we connect with this aura emanating from the islands and the oceans around, all the way up to the heavens where we are looking at it underneath us. It's vibrating with so beautiful, amazing feelings. So warm, so lovely, so wise, so old. It's welcoming. But we can also feel the sadness, the disconnection, and the evil ones trying to take it all away from the old Lemurians living here. What a time we're in. We feel with the Lemurians, with the Hawaiians, and we feel that they are on the winning side. The truth can't be stopped. What's good and right will win this battle. And we now travel back in time and we see the Lemurian society underneath us in its glory days. And we see how this dark energy came to Lemuria and to start to take it over, to manipulate and fool these beautiful souls into this dark world that we're now slowly leaving. Finally. How they were so blue-eyed, so good-hearted, so trusting, so loving and welcoming. And they didn't have not the slightest even shadowy thought. Nothing. Just pure light and goodness. So they have never come across someone with this darkness, with this misleading agenda behind them to take over what was theirs. It has taken all the way until today, this time we're in, for this wheel of consciousness to go one whole circle, to establish this deeper knowledge and wisdom which comes with heavy experiences, to understand that not everybody is to be trusted. Their intuition has been developed. They have now moved to an even more developed spiritual being that still has this beauty, this amazing, loving being of light, so warm, so good, so welcoming. And also this other side, which has lost it all, being fooled, being trapped, being a prisoner, a slave for so long, and lost their ways. And now finally, they are coming back. And so are we. We are humanity. We are now connecting the dots, putting the different pieces of the puzzle together, and understanding that we all have something to share with each other that will together help to take this evil dark empire down for good. We all come from deep wisdom. We all come from amazing, beautiful light and love. And as we have been so traumatized in all these years of being handled by the evil ones, it has been hard for us to trust again, to open our hearts again, to lift our spirits and come back. But now the time has come. There is a divine intervention going on. And the divine timing is now coming to its head. This is the time where all the stars in the heavens align for humanity. The era of the darkness is over. We are now living in the end days of that last part of the dark era. The new era is already here. The light is already here. Now we live side by side, simultaneously, in two timelines, in the same place. So it's now vital that each and every one of us do the best we can to keep ourselves in the light, in the positive timeline, and not shy away from the darkness. See it, put light on it, let the world know about it, do something about it. Whatever you are called to do, follow it, do it. This is not the time to sit around and hope someone else will do something about it. This is the time that we are called on. We are the ground crew. Heaven is expecting us to do our job, to be part of this great awakening, to be part of doing whatever we are called to do, here and now. This is a very crucial time, and it's so important that we follow our intuition, follow that inner calling, whatever it might be that is for the whole good, the betterment of humanity. Whatever it is, trust it and follow it. We see how time changes underneath us, and we move forward to here and now. And we see the Hawaiians that now are in this amazing new state of being complete. We see all those who survived the massacre. And we see, because something important here to also know is that this massacre happened in the lion portal, a very strong, energetic event. And what they didn't count on was that this backfired and it turned on the lion energy in all the Hawaiians. And so light workers around the world that see all these evil deeds makes that lion energy inside each and every one of us to be turned on. So that is something that now is happening and spreading all over the world. And many got turned on by this last lion event portal that happened on the day of the Maui massacre. And this has made many beautiful, so peaceful, old wise men and women from the old Lemuria to cleanse their fist and say, enough. There is a new power awakening in the Lemurian people that has never been there before. And this lion power is part of the gifts from heaven, and actually a gift from the darkness to be part of the new Lemuria. This will never happen again. Now the Lemurian people are upgraded and are in a process to becoming more upgraded. And so are the whole of humanity, that we now start to see and lay the puzzles from all the good from Atlantis and all the good from Lemuria, making us whole. Both whole again and upgraded to a whole new level. Wow. What a time to be alive. With love and gratefulness, we look down at Hawaii and the Lemurian Hawaiian people. We send them a big dose of love and gratefulness, and a big dose of empowerment. We are with you. And with that, it's time to start to head back. So before we do that, we just go around and hug each other. Thank you so much for being part of this and helping out. And once everybody got the hug, it's time to fly back home to wherever we live. So with that, a last glance at each other, and all eyes are sparkling, all are uplifted and feel fantastic. And with all these connections, we have a beautiful, bright future ahead. So with that in our hearts, knowing this and the connections we have, we start to fly home. We start to fly and we see the landscape underneath us changing, and it's so beautiful. It feels so hopeful, more than hopeful. It feels done. We see the end days, and the new bright light is here. We see it spreading out all over the world. And we are part of it. Wow. We start to see the place we live in the horizon. And slowly it starts to come closer and closer. We start to see the house we live in, and we fly through the house, and there we see our body, and 3, 2, 1, and there we come in through the feet. We come in through the feet with our light being into our physical being, and the connection is instant. The love between the physical and the metaphysical is so beautiful. We are one. We're here now in this physical structure, and we're here to bring in the light into this physical structure and become one like never before. So we move up through the feet, we move up through the calves, up to the knees, front side of the thigh and the back side, the buttocks, and we move into our tummy. And here we stay, and we land for a moment. We take a first deep breath, and we connect with the air all the way down to our diaphragm, and connect with the spirit and the body. Beautiful. Feel that deep groundedness is solid. Our root chakra is deeply rooted all the way down to the center of the earth. And we are so calm and at the same time vitalized. We feel steadfast, we feel strong, we feel good. And with that, we start to move up through the navel chakra. Same thing. The emotional set point is solid. We're balanced and harmonized. We keep on going all the way to our sun chakra, our power chakra. And we feel our solar plexus is shining like the sun, fully empowered, feeling amazing. And so we continue up to the heart, our heart chakra. And we stay here, and we also connect with our lungs and our angel wings. Start to move a little bit with your shoulder blades and feel how the shoulder blades actually connect to your angel wings. And with that, we take a deep breath and we let everything connect, open up, and being activated. Beautiful. The heart is fully open, balanced and harmonized. Love is spreading its joy throughout every atom in our whole body. And with that, we are feeling this bubbling sensation, amazing feelings, and we move up through our throat, to our throat chakra. And we stay here a little bit and just connect with this chakra, which is so important now. Communication, the seat and center for our communication. To understand that we need to talk nicely and lovingly to ourselves. We need to lift ourselves up. We need to do our best to be our best friend with good self-talk, pepping us, lifting us, having a good time, being joyous, being relaxed, not take things so seriously all the time. Have timeouts, have rests. Really being our best friend and our best communicator. And then, when we put our thoughts to the pen, when we write, or when we speak, that we know that we come from this good point, being part of adding light to the world, and also understanding what we say is 5% of the communication, which is very important. However, the 95% is the point from where we come. That point of being in our truth vibration, in our open heart, grounded, so we don't stress people. We make people feel grounded too. Feel the calmness. Feel the goodness. Healing people with just nice talk. Or just looking at people. Sending communication through our eyes. Through our vibration. And helping being part of adding light this way. This is a very important skill in this time and the time coming. And with that, we take a new deep breath and we know it's activated, balanced and harmonized. So we fly out to the shoulders, rolling our shoulders a little bit, coming more and more into our body, moving our way through the arms down to the hands, wiggling a little bit with our fingers, and feeling we slowly start to come back more and more to our body. We move back through up the arms, back to our throat and neck, and we now start to move up. And we come up to the chin and the face, which immediately start to smile. And we start to feel good. Having a conscious little smile on the face actually helps to raise the vibration. We don't have to overdo it, but it's important to know that when we are not aware of our facial expression, it's most likely it's not smiling. So start to establishing a little smile with your face and with your eyes when you're in your relaxed, unaware position. and see how much that lifts your spirit. And everybody that sees you, even though you might sit in meditation, it helps to spread light without doing anything. So with that, we move behind our eyes into our third eye. We feel and see the world through our closed eyes, through our third eye. We are becoming better and better of visualizing all that we want to see in the world. We start to become better and better to visualizing all that we want to be part of manifesting. And with this in practice, this is what is happening. So, to know that we're part of the ground crew, here to be part of the manifestation of this new era, heaven on earth, the golden age. To be a pioneer in this era is to develop these skills and see it happening. And with that, we put our focus up to the top of our head, activating our crown chakra, which is now shining its light all the way throughout our crown chakra, up in the air and spreading the light in all ways. We are connected to source energy. We are connected to Mother Earth. We are spreading our lights in all directions, and we see and feel our whole aura is vibrating many meters in all directions out from our physical body. And it feels amazing. So with that, when you're ready, we take a last deep breath and we come back to the here and now by opening our eyes. Fantastic. Wow. Thank you, everybody. You are so loved and so appreciated. I am so happy and grateful for being part of this and this growing spiritual family, which is, heaven sent. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Magnus and Anne, who has been here to help holding light in the chat. But I see there has not been a single troll. I'm amazed, and I'm also grateful for that. So, thank you all. Thank you, Jeanette. Thank you, Stefan. Thank you, everybody. If you have any thoughts, you're welcome to leave a comment in the comment section underneath the video. And also, if you like to support the work, there is links there that you can do that. And until we see each other again, keep the light bright and shining. Be good and do good. And I wish you a good night's sleep and an amazing week ahead. So all the best. See you soon. Bye for now.